Put your filter on, my love. And then, let me make sure that I have subscriber mode on. All right. And then, 91%, 77. Oh, did I shut that down? Yeah, I shut that down. 96. Let me swap blocks real quick. I am just getting it sitchy here. I'm going to sit you up here. Put your charger behind you. And then just have you situated there. I have to go and get this laundry in a second. So I'm just going to get everybody situated here first. Before I do that. Because it looks like I do have a few minutes. I do have a few minutes here to get situated, so I will do that, and hopefully Koa, he should stay asleep. We'll see. Let me go ahead and get logged in. I lost 3 subscribers. I logged in today and I was like, I worked so hard for the pop. Oh, making sure I was on mute. I worked so hard for those 3 subscribers. Oh no. Oh, let me see. I don't know what this. She is crashing out. That doggone Nevaeh is crashing out, honey. Every time I see her. Every time I see her, she is crashing out. I don't understand. Honey, why are you always crashing out over that doggone blue phase? I just don't understand. I really don't. Well, I had popped up, so I want to see it before I get over there to Candace. Hold on, I need to get on OBS. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm all distracted. 97%. What you 98%. Okay. Hold on, let me get sitchy. Goodness, you need to wipe that screen off. It's a big handprint right there. The light will be here Monday. The ring light, to be specific. I told you I had drunk that Sprite last night. I said it's gonna be a bump on my face in the morning. I called it. Let me adjust you a little bit. There you go. You know I called it. Because we know better. When you know better, you're supposed to do better. But it would just be something about that Sprite. Decided to treat myself. You won't regret it. Okay, let me see what Niecy talking about real quick, and then hold on. Can you just minimize yourself, please? I got to see what she's talking about first of all. That's me trying to minimize her so I can see. I'm not trying to mess up you, because I always gotta see. but I'm finna go over there too. Where she went? Please. That was me. I had logged into my live stream. I feel like I'm like zoomed in or something. Let me get my zoom right. Let me zoom out a little bit or something, cause okay, that's better. At least on my end. Okay, hold on, Niecy. Hold on, my love. Hold on. Y'all remember I had just asked about Niecy. I was like, what's she in? Did she get a cease and desist or something? I know she had said something about she was, what they call it, shadow banned or something like that.
Ladies and gentlemen,
hey,
the internet is
thumbs up.
forever, and
Okay,
today's
I did.
video is a gentle reminder of that. Every
Okay.
other day, an old video of
Every other day, job. Let me, is she on full screen? Let me, hold on. I'm gonna just bring her to the forefront. Look, tell, for the people in the Bay every other day, is something dropping. She just keep lying. Oh no, I never dated anyone before Charlie. Well, I was in. I got 2 minutes. Hold on. I just wanted. Oh, wait. Oh my goodness. I knew it was something that I was forgetting. I knew it was something. I'm like, hold on. I know. Let me see what number I'm on. I knew it was something. I know I went tripping. I'm like, wait. I'm missing a very critical point here. I'm missing a very critical point. I have to log in. I made it to OBS. I'm talking to OBS. I had got all the screens and stuff situated in OBS, but I was like, oh, just a second. Oh, just a second. All right, hold on. Okay. Where is 17? Okay, 18. Okay, I'm on 19. We were on the same numbers at one point. What's the day? Friday, January 30th, 2026. Current time now is 11:17 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Happy Friday. There's something about that attitude that I just keep forgetting that T. Happy Friday. Oh, now I gotta get a quote. I need a quote. Can I get a quote about... I don't know. I need a quote about something. I just don't know what I need a quote about. Oh, I like this one already. Give me this one. Who was this from? Pinterest. Oh, my alarm. I know. I'm gonna go get the laundry. Okay, let me get it. Your greatest weapon is your mind. Your greatest weapon is your mind. Train it to see opportunities, not obstacles. Your greatest weapon is your mind. Train it to see opportunities, not obstacles. Simple yet profound, right? I like it. Simple yet profound. And with that being said, I'll take it. Hold on, give me a second. Okay. You always got to get a good quote. Okay, all right. Okay. Technically, I should have waited before I went live, but yeah. Okay. I'll be back. I have to go and get the laundry. I have to go and get the laundry. it's not done. It needs another 10 minutes. And I have to be very vigilant about it. All right, I got my timer set for 10 minutes. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Let me see what's going on.
Surfaces, and each video paints a very different picture
Yeah.
of who this woman
Yeah.
actually is.
Oh,
Some of you
not woman.
may have seen this old video of Erica
Which one?
circulating on X.
If I could be great at one thing, I wish that I could sit in front of a mirror or a makeup mirror in general.
What's going on with that eye lagging like that? Is this the pageant thing? Is this the little beauty pageant thing video? Let me see.
Spend more than just 20 minutes to a half hour looking at myself.
I saw tons of comments from people who were convinced that this video is AI, and I can understand why people would think that this video is AI, because who would say something like that? And of course, Erica has said that she doesn't like to talk about her pageant days.
Hold on, give me a second, because I'm trying to figure out, did I hear? I was so busy stuck on that eye lagging like that. Did she say that she could sit in the mirror and look at herself? Spin out? What did this chick just say?
Sit in front of a mirror or a makeup mirror in general and spend more than just 20 minutes to a half hour looking at myself.
I saw tons of
Spend more than 20 minutes looking at her. Oh, Polo Ting Ting. That's what you would want to do? Honey, no. No, my love. You gotta, when you know better, do better. Let me charge me up real quick. Let me let her finish.
comments from people who were convinced that this video is AI, and I can understand why people would think that this video is AI, because who would say something like that?
Right.
And of course, Erica has said that she doesn't like to talk about her pageant days because she doesn't want people to think that she's a narcissist.
She is.
So wait, when you say the stigma, do they tend to think you're not intelligent because you're in a pack? I mean, what's the stigma? Just that you're blonde, you're not, they don't
Ooh.
take you seriously?
Is she a blonde?
Yeah, not taking you seriously, narcissism.
Mm-hmm.
So it's understandable why people would think that the clip is AI, but it isn't. It is 100% real, and I can prove it.
Mm.
No, you stop. Not
Mm-mm.
only did I find the full video, but I have other things to show you about Erica as well.
I don't know why it ain't playing. Because I'm playing. Look, Charlie, it took me a minute. It was doing this yesterday. Just give me a second. Give me a second.
Imagine being
I'm over here like, wait, hold on. I believe I'm playing.
The narcissism.
Mm-hmm.
So
My
it's
bad.
understandable why people would
It took
think
me a minute to get over
that
that. That's why I
the
was trying to
clip is
minimize
AI,
the.
but it isn't. It is 100% real, and I can prove it.
Stop.
No, you stop. Not only did I find the full video, but I have other things to show you about Erica as well.
Let's go.
Excuse to smile today?
Uh-uh.
Welcome to Daily Delights, your daily dose of tasty tidbits. That
What
will
is
keep you
going on with them
revved up for the
eyes?
day.
Hello, everyone. If you're a new viewer, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. If this is your second, third, or fourth time watching one of my videos,
But you just
be
do
sure
not
to
want to clip them ends,
subscribe,
huh?
get our video together, okay, make it official, and hit that subscribe button. Today, I am wearing my Pardon My Skepticism shirt, which is very fitting for this video, because I think we're all very skeptical of Erica. This This shirt is available in my merch store, as well as many other designs. This shirt is very popular, as well as this crew neck sweater. Don't forget to check out my merch store. The link will be in the description box down below. But let's get into today's video. As I mentioned in the intro, that video of Erica is 100% real. As many of you know, Erica Kirk, who at the time went by Erica France Bay, was Miss Arizona back in 2012, and she then went on to compete in Miss YouTube channel, you'll see that they had videos of interviews. There's Miss Arkansas, Miss Alabama, Miss Alaska, but there is a Miss missing. Miss Crazy Eyes isn't there. Miss Arizona 2012's video has been private because they don't want us to see what Erica said during her interview. But like I said, the internet is forever, and I managed to find the archived video. And I was shocked to see the answers that Erica gave to the questions. Stop. Here's a look at the
She's so
first
silly.
question that she answered.
If I could be great at one thing, I wish that I could sit in front of a mirror or a makeup mirror in general and spend more than just 20 minutes to a half hour looking at myself and actually take the time to put my makeup on and do my hair. Because after a while, after that 20-minute mark, I'm like, okay, tinted moisturizer, slab of mascara, lip gloss, out the door. If I could have it that way, it'd be perfect. So I might need to work on that.
Now, some of you may have seen my last video where I said that if Erica Kirk were a Marvel villain, her superpower would be having all of the audacity. And I stand by that statement. The audacity to give such a stupid-ass answer to that question is truly astonishing. If she could be better at anything,
Right.
anything in the whole wide world, it would be spending more than 20 minutes doing her makeup. That doesn't even make
In a
sense.
fucking mirror.
Stupid. Here's another question that they asked her.
I have respect for the individuals that are in the pornography industry, not because they're degrading women or anything like that, but because that's their field and they are professionals. So I give them credit for being able to have a job and make money and stimulate the economy that way. But I think that there needs to be a way to shield it from the overall public, such as the kids, keep it away from them. But in general, if that's a tough one, I really have to say that we live in a free country. So if you will watch it, turn on your pay-per-view. If not, then why don't you turn on something else that's a little bit more G-rated? Just a thought.
So Erica was asked on her views on pornography, and she said she supports people who make it and people who watch it. I thought participating in such activities was considered sinful. Mind you, this is the same woman who is currently on a Make Heaven Crowded tour, which, by the way, I just think it's incredibly distasteful that this tour is called Make Heaven Crowded. You know, given the circumstances, I think that is a very distasteful name for her tour. But
Listen. As long as you're on your side, I'm totally fine with it. If you ask me, make sure that this is at 100%, 75%. Let me get this block of break real quick. I ain't got no problem with it, child. Listen. As long as I'm over there with the melanin folks, I don't be having no problems. I don't be having no issues. I really don't. I'm like, y'all, it ain't gonna be that crowded. But if I got that on, go on over there on your side, man. Let me go get my laundry. I'm trying to figure out what else I want to eat. Because I'm batch recording, so I am hungry at this point. I'm trying to figure out what it is that I got to taste. just finished my little banana. I'm done, man. Cut yourself off. I'm done. We back. Go. Oh, please, ma'am, don't full screen yourself.
Again, everything that she's been doing has been very distasteful. Those ugly ass rings that she wears on her fingers, wearing a white pantsuit to her husband's funeral service, posting a video of his body in the casket on the internet, recreating the crime scene at Amfest, and lying through her teeth all of the time. Everything that she has been doing is just incredibly distasteful. And as I've been looking into her, it is very interesting to see who Erica was her whole life before dating Charlie, and the new persona that she adopted to be a part of his life. She seems very disingenuous. Here is another question that they asked her during the interview.
Come on, Shinya.
I think it should be legalized, so just take this miniature journey with me for just a second, and instead of looking at the negative side, let's look at the positive side real quick. After watching several documentaries, I do think it should be legalized because it not only has some remedies to some modern day medicines that we use, but it also can be taxed, so we can get some extra
Erica, please say it again for Georgia. Erica, please, we need to say it again for Georgia. Say it again for Georgia, please.
medicines that we use, but it also can be taxed. So
clip me. I need a clip. I need a clip. Let her finish.
Get some extra stimulus money.
What is taking Georgia so long? Let me let her finish.
And on top of that, I think that as our country is evolving and things are happening around the world, we really need to start taking into consideration just some alternatives to things. So I think we need to see both sides of this. So open dialogue, I'm all for it.
So Erica? That she supports legalizing Mary Jane. I wonder what Charlie thought about that.
Around the US.
No, ma'am. That was her question. I believe it was asked before she met him, before they was married. Don't do that.
A lot of states have been raising bills to legalize recreational marijuana use for adults over the age of 21. I was just wondering what your opinion would be on that.
Look.
I lose the audience every time on this, but I don't care. I'm very much against the use of marijuana, both personally and legally, and I'm going to debate it if you guys want. So the best argument, and I'm booing and people are cooing, it's fine, I'll try to prove you wrong. The best argument is, why should the government be involved in it? That's the best argument. However, if you for a second think that it is admirable and good to put a psychoactive chemical, marijuana, in your body and think that it's great for you, I think you got another thing coming. Whether it be psychosis, increase in hospitalization, increase in depression, increase in anxiety, and the stories after stories.
Whose stories? What is he talking about? What is he talking about? What? Let him finish. Shit.
The impact of marijuana on people's own mental health is extraordinary. Let's challenge.
Let him finish.
The legalization advocates. Advocates for the legalization of marijuana have made promises throughout the years. Legalize weed and you'll get these things. They say less kids will use it because it will be legalized. They say the cartels will be weakened if it gets legalized.
Cartels? What is going on? Off the gas? What is he talking about?
Number three, that we will be able to go after harder drugs and that generally drug use will go down. And then finally, crime will go down. In every state where where it's legalized, we have seen more kids
What are we
use marijuana, not less kids use marijuana. The cartels are richer and stronger and more profitable than ever before. Drug
Awful. Why is she playing this long
across
ass
the
clip?
country has gone up, and it has not resulted in safer marijuana being consumed. The black market is actually stronger than ever. So almost every single lie, and crime has also gone up. And by the way, I think I smell weed right now. It's disgusting.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I was hoping somebody lit up some.
And almost every single lie they've told us has been
This security guard look familiar.
proven incorrect.
I wonder if he was aware that these are the beliefs that she had. Now, granted, people change, and maybe by the time Erica met Charlie, her views had evolved on these topics. But rather than say that to us, she seems to be trying to hide everything. Like she had the Miss USA pageant completely remove this video from the YouTube channel because she didn't want us to see what she said.
Has persisted with the same grift.
I talked about this in
Not
my
grift.
Patreon video
Don't do
about
that.
Erica, but
I
have
told
to
you she
say
been over there on
here,
Picture
okay,
Patreon.
friend to us about how they even ended up dating. Over 2 million people have watched this video where we were told Charlie reached out to Erica for a job interview. And before the job interview, they didn't really know each other. But by the end of the interview, he had decided that he wanted to date her.
That's what
Well,
she said.
apparently,
That's not
that's a
true.
lie.
Oh,
Now, it wasn't
shit.
her first
Come on.
date. A lot of people have missed this, but apparently, according to Tyler Boyer,
Oh.
that is not how their first date went.
Oh.
I dropped him off. I dropped him
Huh,
off. He was at the office here, which he was rarely at the office because he's always on the plane.
Okay.
And he'd set up a date to go meet her at the gym.
Oh.
Because it's a fancier, nicer gym that's in the north side.
A former kid.
I know I'm not the only person that do that every time a commercial.
And I took him over, I dropped him off there, and I was
I go more in depth on that whole saga on Patreon, as well as discussing Erica's ties to a country in the Far East and her family's ties to a country in the Far East.
Is it
I'm not going to
Romania?
talk about it here, but I did talk about it on Patreon, so be sure to check it out. But as far as this video is concerned, I would say I have maybe like 2 beliefs about Erica. Number 1 is that she's an opportunist and a social climber. And number 2 is that she's playing a part. And I say this because she's dated so many high-profile men. There's the professional athlete, the other professional athlete, of course, there's Charlie Kirk, and also Cabot Phillips. In 2017, when Cabot Phillips was making appearances on Fox and Friends and showing up at the White House, Erica was in the comment section thirsting after this man like he was a bottle of Dasani water. I heard about
Not
this thing called
Dasani.
dating your best friend. Was wondering if you wanted to maybe try it out for a week. Here, night, hot chocolate, and maybe we could grab coffee sometime. As I said, like a bottle of Dasani water, okay? Thirsty. And before
I
Cabot
didn't
Phillips,
part.
we know that she dated a baseball player named
Tyler.
JT Massey.
Oh, Massey.
And her audition for The Amazing
Tyler.
Race has been circulating online.
Hi.
Good morning, America!
Oh, he loud.
China. I live in Chongqing.
Okay.
I've been to Romania. I've been in Croatia.
Oh.
Lived in Puerto Rico for a little bit.
Oh.
Really handsome.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
You fixing my bacon, babe? That's deep in there.
Mm-mm.
Give them cleavage. People want cleavage. Showcase it. Sex sells.
Look at these two. Look like they finna get ready to make out on camera. They done made the clip.
It's like we went through a little test these first 5 months before.
Well, and not only that, like think about the time difference. Like I'm 2 hours behind, so he doesn't get to sleep until like 2, and I go to bed at like midnight or sometimes even later. And then when we are here in Tulsa together, we don't go to bed for the first night until like 3-ish.
It's Tulsa. That's Tulsa, right? It's
It's like a
Alabama.
slumber party.
Right, you're catching up with your best friend.
Look at these
And
two.
then she's on California time, and then it's usually like a late flight because she's finishing work.
He got a long neck, but he is a little cute, ain't he? With that chin and that forehead. It looked like that lineup is crooked, or maybe he's just, you know what I mean? Like, I can't really tell if it's crooked or if he just keep holding his head like that. But he actually ain't ugly. He's really cute with that long neck.
It's
Look.
just, we're used to crazy schedules.
He's a
because of
cutie.
Our unique.
I think that lineup is crooked, but it could just be me. You know what? And she don't look that bad. I like the hair. She ain't doing too much with that eye makeup. Okay, so I see what Mitch was saying about them eyes. Oh my God. What is going on over here? Every time I look up, the screen keeps, like, you ain't even, oh my This is a sign from the gods above. Just give me a second, because I'm over here trying to figure out why is it not. She playing the video. Just give me a second. We got the video over here playing, and it just keeps freezing out. Like, what are you doing? I'm over here, you know. Well, let me just stay over here. He is cute. I see why she was all over him just a few minutes ago. Don't she look so cute without all that extra eye makeup stuff that she be doing? It look like she just got like some on the corners right here. I don't even think she got on lashes. I don't know when she started doing them lashes things. She need to learn how to blink. She just be staring. And then I think she had it like two-toned or something. Like it's like blonde and brunette or something like that. Oh my goodness.
So it's just
Organized chaos.
no.
See?
We're gonna make fun of you if you make a team T-shirt. That's
We would definitely make
that's
fun
coming
of you.
down
And we
hard.
wouldn't even be afraid to make fun of you. We would probably make fun of you to your face too.
For sure.
Because whatever
you
we
would
say
laugh.
about them,
Yeah.
behind their back, we would say to their face.
For sure, 100%.
For sure.
That's how we roll.
That's how we roll.
Straight up.
So we don't
Straight
like
up.
You, so
If you don't know, now you know.
Uh-oh.
No,
Look at
now
these
you
two.
know.
Yeah.
Censored.
Probably.
Censored.
Probably not.
Ooh,
But
for
it
sure.
would be very uncomfortable.
But anything dealing
I
with
like this little dynamic that they have.
confrontation.
Because it's not like they're talking over each other. It's almost like they're trying to finish each other's sentence, but like it comes off a little, and then it's not like talking like mid-sentence. It's like, all right. You know, no dead silence.
She lets it out.
Calm
Look.
and collected.
Look.
I have my pretty boy.
Oh, I told you he was. Oh my God. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I need to stop pausing it. Maybe that's what I need to do. Maybe I need to stop pausing it. I don't know. It just keep doing that. I thought it was just me. Hold on. Give me a second. Let me see what she got going on. Don't full screen me if you ain't playing. Stuck. Like, what? Who OBS with a stuck screen? I might need to delete OBS and re-download her again, to be quite honest. I'm just saying. It might be time for her to get re-downloaded or something. I remember it did this last night. Hold on, give me a second, because let me see if I can refresh it. I'm gonna obviously lose my time. Niecy, just chill. Let me figure out where we left off at. Okay. Pause, Erica. Let me see. I couldn't tell you what she doing over here. Let me just. I didn't know I was gonna be doing all this mouse moving. I would have plugged in my mouse. I couldn't tell you. I really couldn't. But I'm gonna put that on my list tonight to delete OBS and re-download her again. You know what? Let me tell you something. And this is just only because he on my feed. Hold on real quick. Let me see if I can maybe get her back. Jeez, Louise. Look. Let me scroll down so you can see who this is behind me. Now, obviously, we're going to have to take sides. It's obvious. We're going to have to take sides at this point. But I'm already sick of Desmond. Look. This motherfucker ain't cooked the whole time. I ain't gonna say the whole time. Now all of a sudden he a chef. Now Christy kept saying that you was a chef, but we just never saw the fruits of whatever labor that you. Let me just let him finish. Look, so we got our vegetables. Look, with that hair and that beard. Child, I'm over him. I'm over Desmond. I'm over him. I am. Look, now he trying to act like we ain't see none of this. We never saw none of this. We never saw none of this. Why you just? You know what? Let me get back. I'm not interested. I'm not. Technically, I'm supposed to be. Let me just see what's going on over here for your army real quick. And then I'm going to just get on up out of here. I couldn't tell you what's going on. OBS acting up. Ooh. And I got to get back over there to Denise and see what I mean? We getting all distracted. That's your algorithm for you. What is she trying to put glue on her face for? I'm confused. But why are you trying to put glue on your face? I don't understand. I'm confused. On the ladder? That's dangerous. Always. There was a Trump there randomly. He laughing. Oh, well, we know what's going to happen here.
Are you good? Are you okay?
Yeah, it's definitely cold for sure. Ooh, be careful. You weren't paying attention? You just... Uh-oh, that bed. Oh. He funny. Oh. Yep, I caught that. You the one wide open like that? Just prancing. It's funny, that laugh is... Oh. Oh, no. Ooh. Ouch. Well, what happened? It's going... Move back. What is going on? Oh, hip. That is my hip for you, honey. Is this a cat? A dog. Oh, jeez. What is this cat? Like, what? You needed a machine to throw the ball? Oh, my. Was that the fireplace? Just burnt your nose. Yeah, that was pretty loud. Ain't nobody check on the baby, just... Oh, uh-oh. Oh, no. You are on the sidewalk. You done ran into a building. What was this that I just saw something about? Okay. Maybe it was something that I pushed. I did see something about auto stop. Oh, be careful. I did see something over there about auto stop. I saw it when I was exiting out. Cause I was done with it. I be looking at the full screen. I don't be looking over here at OBS.
God, I got that on video.
Okay, stop screaming. We get it. I'm finna get back over there to Nisi real quick. Give me a second. Child, this is what happens when you have ADHD. You just be all over the place.
Dude, that was the gnarliest thing I've seen.
That zoom was crazy. If you that far away. Ooh, your head. Uh-oh. Don't go over. Be careful, because you're going to fall to... Why they be doing that? What happened? Oh, no. She busted in the face. Oh, your neck. Dang, she busted in the face. Ooh. What that? Look at him. He gonna fall too. Oh my goodness. Something about. Ooh. You don't see me. You didn't see me. Oh, oh my ankle. Ooh, with them big old shoes. Uh-oh. Okay, Eiffel Tower. It's a car coming in case. Because you right there by the traffic. Ooh, them stairs. Oh! Child, it was them rails. Can't under the stairs for me. Oh, no. Mm-mm. Ooh, see? People be playing too much. Oh. You ain't even got on the correct clothes for all that. Right. Ooh, be careful, because this look like it's finna fall. Ooh, this finna fall over. Oh, no, you are. Look. She cussed him out. On the ceiling fan? Oh, no. What? 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 What's all that? Uh-oh. What you just gonna keep? Okay. What is this? What are y'all doing? Just throw it in there, please, and put the water. Like, stop screaming. Okay, burn the house down, damn.
This banana peel. Ooh, squirrels? Ooh, See what I mean? So what y'all, what's this? Because this is sand, so, okay. Look at these two. Ooh. The whole cup. Ooh, aggressive. So aggressive. Scoot back. Ain't no more. He took the whole bowl. The cup. Ooh, the gate is not open all the way. You gotta get out and look at the car first. It ain't open. Ooh, you need to slow down on the bars. Ooh. Ooh. You alright, bro?
I'm good.
You finna fall? See what I mean? With them socks. Watch your toe. Watch the phone. Is that the 17? Oh, it sounds like it broke. Or something broke. Oh, well. Why these people keep with these squirrels?
Oh my god.
Right. What? Move your finger. Oh.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Are you? Oh.
Okay, that was the nasty one. Mm-mm. 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 The whole table though? Like really? Glass?
You look beautiful, sweetheart. Go get them.
Look, look. Mm-hmm. Look how everybody looking. Like, ma'am, what are you doing? You broke the basket and everything. Oh. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I like that little swimming pool in the back. Telling you I'm working on my ADHD. Just give me a second. Look at this. No, ma'am. Crowd work. Yeah, Hollywood. Uh-oh. Check him out. I'm trying to. Let me just go to my history and see what's going on. I came on here to watch Candace, to be quite honest. Okay, so OBS is crashing. I ain't got no time or nothing. Let me just delete OBS and I'll just download it back over again. Cause she just, what? Let me see what's going on. See what I mean? Like, I just don't understand. It is just, Let me just go and get on up out of here. I know. Okay. What time I got? 12 o'clock. Thank you for the thumbs up, everybody. Greatly appreciated, of course. Let me at least finish watching Niecy and see what she's talking about. And then I'm gonna just watch Candace while I'm going to sleep. Cause something happened. Let me let her finish. While I'm over there all on Fair Army. I don't know what was going on with OBS. I just have no idea what's going on with her.
Six cells.
Look at these two.
So it's not within the confines of marriage. It's like we went through a little
Okay.
We wouldn't even be afraid to make fun of you. We would probably make fun of you to your face too.
for sure.
Because whatever we say about them,
95%.
behind their back, we would say to their face.
For sure. 100%.
That's how we roll.
I took my laptop back on the charger.
If you don't know, now you know.
Look, if you don't know, now you know.
Probably.
Censored.
Probably not.
70%.
But anything dealing with confrontation, that's on me.
That's her. She lets it out.
Calm, cool, and collected. I have my pretty boy right here for that. Come on,
I love when you pat my face.
I know your beard's really small.
Yeah.
But yes, pick us.
Look at these two.
We will not let you down. Do this.
What is going on?
Before
Look, what is
Charlie,
going
she was
on?
very clearly a fame seeker who was trying to make it in Hollywood. She competed in beauty pageants, played an extra in Ocean's 8, appeared on a reality show, Summer House. She did hosting gigs where she interviewed people like Jessica Alba and Ben Carson. She worked as a casting director for a show called Game of Crowns. She appeared in a music video. She was casted to play the lead female in a movie called November Renaissance, and she was trained in acting by a woman named Ivana Chubbuck. Ivana Chubbuck has worked with very high-profile people like Brad Pitt, Halle Berry, Charlize Theron, and according to Erica's modeling resume, Ivana has worked with Erica. Something else that has resurfaced about Erica is this video. Now, if you go on Erica's Instagram right now, this video is there, but she has muted it so that you don't know what she said unless you can read lips. However, some internet sleuths found the original video,
Of course.
and here it is.
The timing in my life is perfect for this opportunity. I'm at a great point, just career-wise, to be able to take on this type of endeavor. And I feel like I have something very unique to offer this whole experience in general. Like I said, I'm very coachable, I'm very trainable. And I'm the type of person that I don't need all the time in the world to get ready. If you say you gotta be on a plane in a half hour and you have to pack your stuff and go, I'm on it. I'm kind of like a gypsy. I don't mind. I don't mind living out of a suitcase. I'm used to it, and that's something that I'm okay with. So traveling, I love it. I'm all for it. I'm up for anything. I want to learn. I want to be able to use this opportunity and harness all the things that I can learn from it.
What opportunity is she talking about, though?
Inspire people. Like, how cool of a chance it is to be able to work with Diane and her brand. And that's why I want to use this opportunity to inspire, to be able to make a difference, and to work with Diane
I should be folding
and a
laundry
brand
right now.
that does that.
So, Diligent Denizen said this about the video, quote, "Here is Erica Franz-Faye Kirk doing an interview pitch video trying to work with Diane von Furstenberg, the fashion/modeling savant. Furstenberg's son, Alexander von Furstenberg, is listed in Epstein's Little Black Book as a major contact between the 1990s and 2000s. Elaine Maxwell was photographed attending Diane von Furstenberg's Spring 2006 collection presentation titled La Dolce Diva on September 11, 2005, at Diana von Furstenberg's studio in New York City. This is the very same network Epstein and his cohorts had infiltrated and exploited back in the day. Here is Erica Franz-Faye Kirk attempting to get in. The rabbit hole is deep. What do you guys think about all of this? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you liked this video, please don't forget to hit the like button. If you are not yet subscribed, please don't forget to...
I told you I was wrapping it up, man. Listen, I came out here for, y'all know who I came out here for. Y'all know who I came for. Y'all know what's up. Like, I ain't even, I don't give a fuck what's going on over there on OBS. I like none of my business. Let go.
All right, you guys. Happy Friday.
Exactly.
We are going on a journey today.
I'm talking about I just hit Saturday.
Episode when I start that way.
Yeah.
I'm looking at everything.
What's
Pieces
up?
are coming together.
For sure.
I'm asking myself, you're asking yourself.
Always.
Is this a scam
Child.
of biblical proportions?
Well, it might be.
Emphasis on the biblical. Because from the very beginning of this investigation, I always said there was something wrong with Turning Point Faith.
Oh.
That's when Turning Point made a turning point, so to speak. It feels a bit psyop-y, like a psychological operation, almost as though faith is being intentionally hijacked. Dr. Frank Turk, by the way, went on another rant about me. He's getting to sound a little bit like Bobby Boucher's mom. If you guys have seen Waterboy, everything is the devil. Candace Owens is the devil. He says I'm Satan because I'm confusing. It's just crazy how the truth can confuse people. What is it about the truth that is confusing people in this moment?
Right.
Now, before we get into Frank Turek, I first have to share with you a very scary story. Something that happened the day after Charlie's memorial. And yes, it's going to include another text message from him, this time sent on September 9th. So, welcome back to Candace.
Oh, not the day before. We got a text message from the day before. He had already told us that they might try to whoop, whoop, whoop. Come on.
Turning Point has a lot of money, enough money to have not just a PR person, but then to have an entire orbit of people who are being paid to push their talking points, like Paramount Tactical. They also have a crisis PR team. I was told that actually by Erica. They hired a crisis PR team because Andrew had made all those mistakes. But I have to say, all of those people appear to be in struggle city at this moment. They are struggling to come up with a way to explain a way to explain the calls that we saw, the Zoom calls that we shared, the laughter, the smiling. They're wondering how exactly they can go about gaslighting the public into believing that all that's perfectly normal 5.5 days after your husband was publicly executed in front of the world. Which is why I want to shout out the Daily Mail.
Oh,
because
come
no
on.
one has
Let's
been
see
working harder
what they've
than
been
Daily Mail
doing.
to invert
Look,
reality.
yeah,
I gotta tell
yeah.
you, this was a difficult one. It
Child.
was not easy.
She been
They
talking
did
about Daily
their
Wire
best
for the
with this
last 2
article. Check
weeks,
out
I
this
believe.
headline. The definitive truth about Erica Kirk's tears, the leather pants, and her new fortune as Candace Owens drops quote-unquote giggling phone call in wake of Charlie's death. Well, that's the definitive truth. Look no further.
Giggling.
Nothing says I'm the truth. Quite like when a journalist comes out and says it, right? It could be nothing else. No way it's going to be a lie. So definitive, you don't have to look any further. Here's what the article says. This is amazing. This is funny. This will lighten your mood. Quote, the Daily Mail has spoken with several experts on grief and so-called grief policing about the recent obsession that many Americans have developed with Kirk's behavior as a new widow. Love that already. Love that we have a term, grief policing. I love that you can always rely on a new psychological phenomenon to be spun out by the media. This is the problem, is actually you guys are noticing. And then it says, and as her critics will likely be disappointed to learn, those experts say judgments about Kirk reveal less about her true state of mind, and much more about the broader national discomfort with death, especially the kind of violent, widely broadcast killing that took her husband down. Quote, this is a quote from an expert, guys. It reflects our mourning avoidant, emotion-phobic culture, where people tend to make all sorts of quick, uninformed judgments about how people are supposed to grieve, says Dr. Alan Wolfelt, a Colorado-based death educator and grief counselor. Shout out to Dr. Alan, because this is a tough job, and he's saying a lot of words. He's doing what he's learned in school. It's just say a bunch of words, call people a bunch of names. He's like, this is supercalifragilisticexpialidociousness. Yeah, the ism, the abracadabra, abracadabra, doobity-doobity-dabda. Is what everyone's suffering from. Anyways, it goes on the article, the experts, so step aside, losers, the experts are here. The experts the Daily Mail spoke to were quick to note that Kirk has been an easy target for people who don't share her or her husband's staunch political or religious views. There is, they say, also an aspect of sexism at play. Another quote, another therapist. This guy says, widows are uniquely grief policed, their appearance, their tone, and behavior. Said LA grief therapist Bidwell Smith. Okay, Bidwell. He says there's this cultural belief that a good widow should look really collapsed and devastated, but grief is not a performance and survival is not a moral failure. When grieving, people can hyperfunction, as Kirk has appeared to do. People throw a lot of negative judgment on that, thinking that they feel nothing, when internally, privately, they may be collapsing and not really show it, Bidwell Smith added. Dr. Wolfett similarly suspects that Kirk's insistence on getting up and getting dressed and putting on makeup and fighting for something she believes in every day is a classic emotional survival tactic. And so first I want to say, that's amazing. When I actually thought about that, when they're like, the problem is you and you guys are sexist, is first and foremost, it was the women that came out first and said, I don't like this for some reason. I want to remind you that. Secondly, I had to go backward in my own mind because I'm close to the situation, and I was like, maybe there is some objective sexism here. Let me think about that. And then I remembered another death that deeply impacted the entire world. Literally, I did not know this man, never met this man, and felt like I knew him, and I boohoo cried in my bed when Kobe Bryant died in the helicopter. I remember this day, like exactly where I was, crying hysterically because I was a huge Lakers fan growing up, and I just always admired Kobe Bryant. This is before I was Catholic. He's Catholic. And I never, for a single second, do I remember the conversation being about his wife being inappropriate. In fact, there was a memorial. It didn't happen 11 days later. It happened a month later, and it was, there were no fireworks, there were no pyrotechnics. She was aggrieved, and I went back and I listened to this speech. And I had to stop watching it because I almost cried again. It was a eulogy. It was parts of Kobe that no one could know other than his wife, when she spoke about her daughter and what she would never get to experience because her daughter was now gone. She spoke about not being able to be at her wedding. I mean, it's I can't even talk about it because it was, again, just go, you should challenge yourself to go watch that speech. You should go watch Vanessa's speech at the memorial. And see if you recognize some differences, because I realized that I was so traumatized by Charlie's, I actually wasn't being objective. I wasn't being objective. And realizing these things early on that I think some of the public was recognizing right away. And something else that is interesting about Vanessa is she went through the anger period.
Imagine being able to.
Interesting. Okay. My ear is like. So dry. And I don't have no oil. I have like this little eye drop container that's empty, and I put some olive oil in it, and when my ear like gets super dry, I just put some oil in it. I was listening to my AirPods today while I was at Publix because
Vanessa was suing everybody. She was suing people who released the photos. She was suing the helicopter company, even though the guy who ran the company was actually violently dead. I actually remember thinking, wow, like I personally thought this is not going to bring him back, but I understood that phase of anger. She was angry with the sheriff's department. Like, you knew what time it was. Like, talk about an investigation. She was doing that. Nobody was invited into her home. It was all the New York Times. And when she gave her first interview, just so you know, that wasn't until 4 months later in April. And they got invited into her home. And it was because she was accepting, on behalf of Kobe, him being inducted into the Hall of Fame. So I just wanted to
something happened with her mama, wasn't it? Was it her mama or was it Kobe mama?
compare and contrast because the sexism thing is completely ridiculous. And you can just.
Hey, real quick. What happened to that little boy? Give me a second. Oh, I'm over here trying to open up Safari. Got it open already. I forgot his little name. The boy who, I think it was Texas, right? Was it a football game? Let me see. Oh, my ear. Oh, Detroit. Okay. Carmelo Anthony. That's his name. Oh, my ear. Oh, I'm talking about it is. Oh, it's so dry. Okay, his name is Carmelo Anthony. I forgot that. He has the same name as Carmelo. If I want Carmelo, why do you keep trying to change it to Carmelo? Who is this? Now, I did hear that they was... They did have the footage. Okay. Okay, well, what's the update? Don't nobody got no update. This is our July. Okay, so it ain't no update. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Completely sidestep that. And another thing that I wanted to point out as I was kind of examining that was I went back and I went, wow, this speech is so beautiful, and I'm learning so much about who Kobe was, because to me he was a basketball player and he was a leader, and I love that he spoke different languages, and there were so many things I loved about Kobe. I just thought he was brilliant. But I didn't know him. And when she's giving all of these examples and the things that he would do around the house and who he was and who they were, by the end of that felt like I knew Kobe behind the scenes. And then I sort of went back and I revisited and just read the transcript of Eric's speech, and I am actually in retrospect quite amazed by how much was really about Turning Point USA and what was going to happen going forward. And you don't actually, when you read the transcript, learn anything about Charlie other than Turning Point USA and what's going to happen going forward. Even in the first speech that she gave next to his chair, she talks about Turning Point USA and what we can do for the organization, right? As if comparing it, if Vanessa got up and said, here's what you can do for the Lakers organization today. Here's what the Lakers are going to do. Lakers 2.0, here's the Lakers, this is what Kobe loves playing basketball, here's what we do for the sport of basketball. I think that is the reason people were immediately off-put, because it wasn't a eulogy. It wasn't speaking about those parts and those pieces of him. Watching it in retrospect was something different. And I'm going to let you listen to, again, this piece about Turning Point USA. What was it, 36 hours after Charlie was assassinated, maybe it was 48 hours after he was assassinated.
Well, he was saying that instead of...
My favorite too, but my husband's favorite word in the English language was earn. He would call all of you to be people of action who earn the future America deserves. So to all of the young people who felt inspired by my husband's faith and hard work, all of you already know what Charlie would want you to do. You know. If you're in high school or if you're in college, go find your local Turning Point USA chapter. Join it. Stay involved. He wants you to make a difference. And you can. You can. The movement's not going anywhere, and it will only grow stronger when you join it. If there isn't a chapter, you can't find one, then start one. There is no excuse. You can start one. And as my husband used to say in this room, every single day, if you want to get involved, the best way you can do that is going to tpusa.com. That's what he would say every day from this chair. Every single day. I watched his show every day, and he would always say, if you want to get involved, go to tpusa.com. If you're a pastor, join our movement at TPUSA Faith. And if you're a parent, I highly recommend that you come to America Fest in December. Sign up right now for that, because we would love to see you. I would love to see you. Charlie would. He'll be there. He'll be there in spirit.
Look at
That's 3 web addresses.
Look at Candace.
Here's how you can sign up, here's what you can do. And I now, in retrospect, I don't know. I'm at a loss for words. And then it's the same thing with the speech. It's a lot about Turning Point USA, as if that's just who he was. Like there was no person other than a business. And I'm telling you that because I now want to pivot into telling you, I think, kind of a scary story. I think it's a terrifying story. Maybe there's a little bias here, Catholic, and this just disturbs me a little bit more. And I promise, I'm wearing this sweatshirt. I told the priest I would chill. We had somebody message us and say, you should be making these sweatshirts. And it's real. I do actually, I'm being always sincere when I say that. But this is a story that involves a priest, and I promise after this, I'm going to chill for the weekend because I think this story is so crazy. I need time to process it because, again, it involves Catholics, and we're up. Sorry, guys. It brings me no pleasure to report. So Catholics, if you're watching, take a listen. I got an email from a woman, Catholic woman, back in October, and the email did not sit right with me spiritually. There was a lot going on, though. I was obviously in survival mode mentally. I flagged the email. I filed it away in this inbox that I need to address this later. It's important. And I then decided to revisit it and to respond to the woman and to process what it was that had initially disturbed me. Now I'm going to read you this email, and I am going to protect information of people today. I'm not going to be giving out any names because it doesn't actually change the story any. This person wrote, Dear Candace, firstly, thank you and may God bless you and protect you for everything that you do. I pray for you every day, and I thank God for you bringing the light of truth and Christ to this world. I attended the memorial, and I ended up sitting next to Father Blank. He was actually the priest that flew with Erica to Utah. He was with her. They called her that he did not make it, prayed over him. She actually asked him to pray the rosary there at the hospital, and he said the homily at the private funeral the Friday before the memorial. Now, in hindsight, it is strange to me that he was just put in the crowd of the memorial, but then again, he may have wanted that. I was at the memorial having zero personal or prior involvement or engagement with Turning Point USA or anyone from there, and I ended up sitting next to Father Blank, and then with Erica at Mass the next day. I truly believe it is...
If you want to have it...
Not the priest that was at the... And then...
It is complete divine intervention.
Yeah.
I prayed at the time and each day after exactly this. God, I see and feel you are leading me. I know there is a purpose. I don't know what it is or where you are taking me, but I'm following with complete surrender and faith to your holy will.
Right. Well, come and tell us what happened then.
I'll try to best detail this with the relevant details, and I think that it may help. I was watching your podcast as I'm finishing up work, and I had to pause it when you played Alex Clark's interview because it honestly made my stomach hurt how untruthful what they were saying was. And felt strong conviction to write you. I've never emailed a person I don't know in my life, but I'm following this conviction.
Okay, go ahead.
I spent a good 8 hours sitting with Father Blank. I'm shy generally and was sitting with empty seats around me in the third row from the stage.
Ooh.
So when I saw a priest walking by and looking like he didn't know where he was going, I said, Hi, Father, I'm also Catholic. If you need a seat, this one's empty. Whether he wanted to or not, he sat down. He seemed like a holy priest, soft-spoken, but so sincere and genuine. He prayed in silence throughout and would smile and say, Charlie wouldn't believe this, looking around the stadium. It was like he was going through a roller coaster of emotions right there. He shared stories of Charlie attending Mass and him spending a lot of time with Erica and Charlie. As Erica was talking on stage, Father held his hands towards her. He was praying over her for protection and strength, tears going down his face from his stories and messages from Charlie that he showed me. It seemed like he was probably the closest person in that room to Charlie and to Erica, yet he was sitting with me like any other guest. Like I said, in hindsight, it just feels so off still. At some point during one of our conversations, we spoke about the daily Mass at his parish because I wanted to go on Monday before I flew back to Chicago. He said, yes, at 8:30 a.m. there would be Mass. To be honest, I wasn't sure if I was going to make it, but then I saw a text from him at 6:30 a.m. saying, hope to see you at Mass. I knew it was my sign to just make it work and go. There were about 6 people at the 8:30 a.m. Mass that Monday, the large church of Blank. I sat in the first row and I felt God's presence so powerfully the entire Mass that I couldn't stop the tears from flowing. I didn't cry at the memorial, but I wept quietly the entire Mass. Afterward, I stayed to pray a while longer. The lights were starting to turn off, and I looked back and I noticed a tall bodyguard in the back, along with Erica, and a middle-aged woman that was sitting by her. At that moment, I went back to prayer and I said, God, if you'd like for her and I to connect or speak, please bring us together. If not, I will pray for her and I'll head out. I did not want to disrupt her, but also I had an intense knowledge of how much God's hand was present throughout the last 2 days. A minute or two later, as I was still in prayer, and a tap on my shoulder by a woman, I believed it was an assistant, I can't remember what it is she does, she said, would you like to join Erica? Candace, at that moment I thought, okay, God, I hear you. I've never had so much peace while blindly surrendering to God's will. Maybe I have, but I haven't ever seen it so clearly in action. I hugged Erica, I sat next to her in the last pew, and I just had the most beautiful conversation. She mentioned that Charlie went to Mass with her there, and that Father Don would open the church up for him there often when Charlie just wanted to pray and reflect without being disrupted, and that he was with her the entire time from Arizona to Utah in the hospital, etc. I have so much I could share on all of the little miracles, but I just want to say that today I felt compelled to send this to you. And so I'm listening to my conviction and sending this, and I'm hoping that the Holy Spirit and both of our guardian angels will direct this message as it is intended per God's will. I have to say, I felt more realness from Erica in my exchange with her in that church than from the memorial. I saw her at Mass again on Tuesday. I ended up staying an extra day because I had relics from St. Paul II that my mom wanted to give Erica flown there. I coordinated someone to fly it to me, and then I gave it to her. Okay, I am going to end it there. Now, why do you think that that email disturbed me and made me file it? Just checking the chat here. What is not right with that email?
Well,
I'll tell you, it wasn't the person who wrote it that disturbed me.
I mean,
I
obviously.
blanked out over her name, because I'm going to tell you now.
Okay.
That's the person who tapped on her shoulder, who she thought was an assistant.
Was, yep, Stacy. Oh.
That was
fundraising.
Email, and we filed it right away because I knew exactly what happened, and I did not have the heart to tell her what had happened, because I know Stacey Sheridan is. I know what I told Charlie about Stacey Sheridan. I've seen her work. I've been at events with her. I knew that Stacey would have only done that if the girl who was writing me this email had a boatload of money. Didn't even need to look up this person or the email. I knew that they had that girl clocked before she walked into the memorial. I don't think actually it was God that sat her where she was sat 3 rows in. She amazed by all of this. Oh, I don't know anybody here. Here I am. I don't even know Charlie, but don't anybody say. Here I am sitting at the front. And oh my gosh, this moment. And you know, Eric won't even speak to this after what you say, but Stacey Sharon, would you like access to the grieving widow? I knew. And I filed it. I knew something was wrong. And then when I went to go revisit all these things I had filed, and I saw this, I went, oh my gosh, this makes me so sick. And I knew that I had to reach out to this person, and I had to say it. Hey, don't know anything about you, but I'm going to assume you have a lot of money, and it breaks my heart to tell you this, but you were targeted. They would know everything about you. That's how they work. Where everyone is seated, Stacey Sheridan's job literally is to know everything about that person, their net worth. She'll know your dad's net worth, your mom's net worth. She would tell Charlie, she whispered in Charlie's ear, that person runs so much, blah, 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 blah. And then Charlie would go have a conversation. That was the only reason they brought her on. That's what Stacey's brilliant at. Smelling money, truly. And so I had a conversation. I said, and actually, when we finally wrote this conversation, she had already arrived at that conclusion. That was back in October, sent the email. And so I messaged to her. She said, yeah, I kind of figured this all out now. And she got a lot of money. Yeah, got a lot of money. How much money we talking? Dad sold a huge business. She runs a massive business. They are wealthy, extraordinarily wealthy. And I said, now let's go through how this all really happened. Because you were targeted. And
what happened afterward?
The memorial. And so she tells me a story of how that all happened. And I'm going to walk you through it. Because I think it is one of the more disgusting and disturbing things I've heard about the story. Maybe I'm taking it more personally because I am Catholic.
Sure.
And I'm happy to be biased in that way, but I think you will tend to agree with me here.
Okay.
So just so there's no confusion, she was obviously telling the truth. She even supplied evidence in the form of a text message that the priest that she was sitting next to had shared with her. This is Charlie's text message. He's on a group chat with Erica and the priest. And this is the morning of September 9th now. Erica has been telling the truth when she says that Charlie would send messages and have biblical verses. I had tons with Charlie. They were typically relevant to whatever we were going through. A verse of encouragement to keep going, to keep fighting. And here is the message that he chose to share. Again, group chat between him and Erica, September 9th. It is 1 Corinthians, the Corinthians 16:9. And it reads, for a wide door for effective work has opened to me, and there are many adversaries. Just find that message in general to be interesting because it is him acknowledging that his opportunities have bred him enemies. Who are the adversaries? I find that to be interesting. That message was shared. Anyway, so I said, how did you actually arrive? Because people were waiting in the rain for tickets, and so there had to be a little bit of inside baseball here. And then she said, oh, actually, I was at a different event, a marketing event, when Charlie was shot and was networking with some people that were involved. It was a conference event with some people that were orbiting around, like PBD's podcast. That part's not exactly that relevant to the story because they're marketing people, they're kind of doing their job, and that person then hooked her up directly with somebody that they said could help get her into the venue. She was so struck, emotionally stricken by the Charlie's assassination, like all of us were, that she just wanted to be a part of the memorial. And then just her luck, somebody said, oh yeah, I can get you in touch with someone that can get you through the door, and that's going to be great. And so I also just want to show you this because in retrospect, she reads it and she realizes that she's being manipulated, right? This is the message.
Drop your kitchen scraps can here instead of here, and you'll never have to deal with nasty trash. Plus, it keeps food out of landfills. This
Perfect. I'm going to introduce you via text to TPUSA's Blank, who travels everywhere with Charlie, handling many of their big donors. Blank says that Erica has been getting more death threats every day. He's promised Erica that he will run point on raising money to cover the memorial service, which is going to cost approximately $6 million. Apparently, Trump had to get personally involved to secure the Cardinal Stadium, which was planned to host a large and lucrative RV show this weekend. So making up that lost revenue to the stadium is driving the high costs of this event. It's crazy what their team is going through. Right there, already
red flag,
this idea,
already.
you have to rescue Erica,
Money.
she's not safe,
Oh my
and
goodness.
oh, by the way, it's going to be so expensive, this
6
thing. She doesn't
million.
even, she just needs
Oh,
to believe this
Trump.
and doesn't realize that this is like, you know, we'll get you in, but we're expecting you to kind of write check. And by the way, I do want to address that lucrative RV show this weekend. I went back on Wayback Machine, saved screenshots. There was no RV show that was on the calendar for this Cardinal Stadium. Has anybody been able to find this? We've been told the story a couple of times now that the White House got involved and secured the venue, and people started asking questions about how this was possible to turn around so quickly because there are, you know, tons of policies and booking these sorts of venues. They don't do things last minute.
Right.
This RV show, if you know something about it, you were supposed to attend and had tickets and got an email and said, hey, never mind, it's off. Please email more tips at CandaceOwens.com. I need to know more about this little RV show. Anyway, this idea that was going to cost them $6 million to make off the revenue. Obviously, we know they made a ton of money. They geofenced everybody's phones. I can't imagine what just selling the data on that would have been worth. But interesting to know, this is how it gets started, okay? So then she's sitting in the third row, and she's now next to the priest, and I asked, let's go more specifically about how you got
To the mass.
church the next morning. Because that's interesting, right? Like, you struck up a conversation, you said that you struck up a conversation, whatever, and the priest said, yeah, come to mass. Well, the part that she forgot is he told her in this text, Erica might be there. Good morning, I hope to see you at 8:30 a.m. Erica may be there too, okay? That's an interesting text from a priest. Now, she believes that this is a good guy, and that's great, and I hope deeply in my heart that is true. But I am beginning to ask questions about that. because there's a lot there that's happening. If I am correct, he also canceled his mass on September 10th. Give me just a second because I hear my phone is on. That he canceled his mass on September 10th on that morning. I'd like to know more. I genuinely would like to know more. And I don't understand if a priest is just trying to get you through the door on a Monday morning to go to mass, why you would say, Erica might be here. And also, why is it a might? You know. You more than anyone would know. You've been with her every second of every day throughout all of this. You know whether or not she's going to be there. You, her, and Stacey have been rolling pretty deep. So I feel like you knew she was going to be there. That's my opinion. I genuinely hope I'm wrong, and I'm open to be wrong, but I have to tell you how I feel about this. Anyway, she was amazed by this, and she went, and then you know what happens next? She gets a little tap from Stacey Sheridan, who should burst into flames when she walks into a church, for being honest. Okay, this woman, but think about that.
Ooh.
What moved Stacey Sheridan to tap on this person's shoulder?
Right.
Erica
Money.
told her to do that. Erica gave her permission to do that. Why would she randomly go and say, tap, tap, would you like to sit with the grieving widow? That would be the most inappropriate thing ever.
Right.
Ever. If you're sitting with your friend and your friend is grieving their husband,
Right.
you would not be like, let me go up to a rando that I don't know and see if they just want to chill with her. You would want her to have privacy. Okay, there's a conversation that took place. Do not play us for dummies. Don't do it. There's a conversation that took place between Erica and Stacey Sheridan, others that I have seen before, between Charlie and Stacey Sheridan, about who that woman is. That woman was targeted in that church. Okay, I don't care. Cut it. Do whatever you want to say. Put it on Instagram. Oh my God.
Clip it.
Cut your girls. I can't believe. Yes, you better believe it. This woman was targeted in a church
Ooh.
after mass. It makes me sick. It really does. So anyway, she thinks it's all God. Let me tell you something. Where Stacey Sheridan is, we're going in the other direction. Okay, we're going in the other direction.
And she said she needs to burst into flames.
This beautiful conversation, and she then arranges. She was so amazed by this that she organizes to get a relic from St. Michael, the same cave that sits behind me. And here's where I actually see God working. That this woman sent me this email, and I have 50,000 emails coming in. I saw this email. I saved this email, and she happened to have this is actually, I'm just thinking about this live. I got this relic. When was I in Wyoming? I got it in Wyoming from the priest in Wyoming. You're gonna have to tell me. I feel like it was the first weeks of October, and this is when the woman sent me the email. So that's just something that I'm sorry, I just have like a spiritual vibe about that. That also was a relic that she had and she gave to Erica. So St. Michael's doing a little bit of protection here, and I think that there is a reason that she had to go through this. Even sometimes when you're going through things like being scammed, there's a reason for that. And so this information came to me.
Yeah.
She gives this, organizes St. Michael's relic, and she gets this to Erica. The next day at mass, she doesn't get to speak to Erica because this time another top fundraiser at Turning Point USA met her there and said, hey, Erica wanted me to follow up with you. And she, again, was so amazed by God working that she decided to even message the priest afterward and thank him that she was able to get this relic to Erica. And I just want to read you this because, again, her and I might have perspectives here, but she says, I will always cherish my time with you both so much. I'm in absolute awe of how God worked through me to what I believe was to give Erica those relics. The experience felt like me directly witnessing God working through each of us. Just want to send a quick note to share. Hope to see you soon, Father. God bless. And response, the Father said, God bless. Thank you for sharing your wonderful words. God's fingerprints are all over what is happening. There is no doubt that your presence to Erica was a God moment for both of you. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. There's this, we have to protect Erica. This is God. This is God. What happens thereafter, I like even less. The intermediary, the person that delivered the relic, another top fundraiser for Turning Point USA, offered that he was going to be in the Chicago area, and that's where she lives, in Illinois, and he says, hey, I'm going to be there already. Obviously, Charlie's from Chicago. I'm sure that was true. But I'd love to pop in and see you, and, we're all committed in this faith journey together, and that happens. And he meets her, and he meets her father, and while he meets her, he then invites her to the big gala, the one at Mar-a-Lago, where they're going to raise like $42 million.
Ooh.
And here's that message. He says, thank you for organizing dinner. It was great to spend time on the road with great Catholics. I had a wonderful time. And thank you for all the prayers, especially for Erica. Can I call you tomorrow regarding the gala? We'd love to have you guys involved, but we can talk further. Erica repeated how much she loved meeting you. Again, why does this feel to me like manipulation? Like a bit of
manipulation.
Erica really needed you. You were sent from God to Erica with Stacey Sheridan in the middle of it. Okay. Well, here's what happens next. She gets a little nudge when she does go to Mar-a-Lago. She knows nothing about Mar-a-Lago and Palm Beach, and I find this part to be quite funny. Dark humor in this because I know everything about Mar-a-Lago, and it's little Israel. It really is. And where a lot of meetings take place, the Zionist donors, PragerU doing a gala down there makes perfect sense. They do that, and they were all over this. Suddenly she's there, and she's meeting a different Turning Point USA team. Like she meets them at this church. It's Catholic, but she notices there's no Catholic discussion or presence. Rather, you got Dr. Frank Turek, and apparently, according to her, he's on stage and he's hitting at the Judeo. They're now editing their message because they're in a room with Jews, and suddenly we don't want to talk about the Catholicism, we don't want to talk about faith, we don't want to talk about relics, we don't want to talk about St. Michael. No, we're all proud for this. Shabbat shalom, Daddy's home. And so she says to the person, she's like, what, why aren't you guys doing the Catholic stuff? I felt, this was such a strong Catholic bond, and he kind of kicks the can down the road and says, we're planning on doing stuff in the future. Like, not here. Shabbat shalom, Mar-a-Lago. And she's just like, something that this is not my thing. Over the everyone's dressed to the nines, and she's like, I don't have an issue with Israel, but this feels like something else than what I experienced. And then what happens is they follow up with her, and they keep following up with her because they're looking to have a check, pretty much. We'd love to have a call.
11 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock.
Sometime to visit, discuss further support. Are you available the 2nd or 3rd week of February? Hi, I want to touch base and check in. Let me know. We can schedule a call. And she kind of just leaves them on red because she realizes,
Yeah.
yeah, I think I was actually targeted.
Yeah.
I think I was actually targeted, and she was targeted. But nothing, God lets everything happen. What I will say is that God will not be mocked. God will not be mocked. I'm a Latter-day Saint on a Monday. I'm a Catholic on a Tuesday. I'm Shabbat Shalom on a Wednesday. God will not be mocked. I see this for what this is. And there are no surprises anymore for me. Turning Point Faith, the infiltration, it's very clear. And there is something so especially sinister about hijacking people's faith and emotion. And when she expressed that I normally, I'm a businesswoman, I have my guard up, but when it comes to faith and I'm thinking that this is all happening, I look back and I go, man, I didn't even process this. Because shouldn't have had to process that. No one should have had to have been thinking this way. That people are using our trauma and our emotions and our sexuality
for our money
to manipulate us.
Yeah.
You're not a horse.
Oh, thank you for that break, Lord. Oh no, we are going down this. But you know what? Remember in that text message that Charlie Kirk had sent about, not making it too long or, something to that effect. Yeah, he was like, you're going to end this fight. Keep the fight going or something like that. I'm just so glad that he had a friend like Candace. She let go of Brigitte Macron. Nothing was going to get Candace off of that Brigitte Macron story. But Charlie, and let me tell you something. We was going down a rabbit hole. We had to swerve over there to Epstein, take a break with Harvey Weinstein. But when I tell you, listen.
God will not be mocked.
Come on.
Be right back.
Because we just took one. Oh my goodness. That was just, that just leaves a bad taste in your mouth already. The Zoom calls was something different because, we watched them over here. But, when they clipped that Zoom call and they put it over there on WorldStar, that thing went viral. It went viral if it make it over there to WorldStar. So a Zoom calls that was leaked this week through Candace. And then you got to think about the person who was recording the Zoom call. Shout out to them. They probably didn't even know why the Holy Spirit was like, hey, record this real quick and save it just in case. We had no idea. It's just, I remember telling my best friend, I was like, man, I just hope that she didn't have nothing to do with this. Man, I just hope she didn't have nothing to do with it. The rabbit hole just,
To see, and she sent me that email on October 6th, and I received the relic on October 15th, so that's just really amazing that happened in October.
And my birthday is October 16th.
Anyway, to, I guess, kind of stay in the same vein.
36.
I've invited him on the show many times. He gives me Rabbi Barclay, who I had that debate with when I was over the Daily Wire, and I don't dislike Frank Turk, because it's just like they're interesting to hear them talk and explain things, and I'm get incensed, and they seem worried about not what they're actually saying. There's something deeper that's triggering them, and he's been saying a lot about me, and I haven't said much about him, but I wanted to let you hear how he correlates me to Satan. Take a listen.
I think Candace Owens is completely lost any credibility when she's saying that certain dreams are where she's getting her information from. Okay, yeah, there are dreams in the Bible, but there's always supernatural confirmation for those dreams. There's been no supernatural confirmation for Candace Owens' dreams. You can come up with any possibility you want. Possibilities are not evidence, ladies and gentlemen. We're supposed to follow evidence. And notice, I'll say this again. In fact, I just had a pastor, I was just talking to a pastor friend of mine. He's like, what do I say when, people are running down Erica Kirk? And I say the same thing that I say. Have you noticed that Jesus and the apostles say that Satan is a murderer, a slanderer, an accuser, a liar, and somebody that brings confusion? Have you noticed that we've had a murder, and then since then we've had slander, accusations, lies, and confusion? That's what spiritual warfare is, ladies and gentlemen. And for people who are slandering Erica and others, including me, and making accusations and lies, and stirring up confusion without evidence, this is what Satan does.
Okay, just a follow-up question, Doc. Like, what do we mean that I'm allowed to have a dream? He's like, that happens all the time in the Bible when he, like, remembers that he has to be Christian. And then he's like, but there's supernatural confirmation. What do I have? What's the supernatural confirmation that we're looking for?
Right.
Like, what do you want me to say? I had a dream which happened, and then what am I supposed to say? Like, Charlie appeared in my house. Like, I don't know what he's talking about. That doesn't even make sense. So I just pivots and then starts going, Satan's a murderer. Yeah, we're kind of trying to figure out who murdered Charlie Kirk. Welcome to the show, Dr. Frank Turek. We're aware. Murder, when you see that act of murder, you see it in broad daylight, there's probably like a synagogue of Satan hiding behind it. And you guys just don't seem interested at all in going on this journey to figure out who killed Charlie Kirk, which is giving us a little bit of intuition that something's amiss. Again, going back to the example of Kobe Bryant's wife, Sue Neffrey. She didn't trust nobody. Everybody was getting sued, okay? And I didn't even agree with some of her lawsuits. But darn if I didn't agree with the emotion of like a woman who feels like there needs to be justice served somehow for my loss. What would we have said if, I don't know, it would have been kind of weird if she, as soon as the helicopter, I forgive them. I forgive everybody involved. Everybody's like, you got to get to forgiveness. You do have to get to forgiveness, and I'm sure that she's there now. But immediately after, you're skipping all the other phases of grief. You instantly accepted what happened within 5 days, maybe even sooner, that Charlie was gone. I don't know. I welcome this discussion with you, but yeah, Satan is a liar. We're tracking the Turning Point USA lies. You are basically confirming for us that everything that we're looking at is satanic. Kind of what we've been saying, right? I've been saying this is no longer about left versus right. This is good versus evil. And you're upset with us for pointing out the lies at the same time that you're calling people Satan? What am I accusing you of? Lying? Where's the evidence? No one in the history of the world has done more evidence than Candace Owens. There's just so much evidence. And then you get caught in the lies. I show text messages, I show timelines, there's like, they concede the points, and then over to like back to like, all she's doing is dreaming. All she's doing is dreaming. She hasn't showed us any proof whatsoever.
Right. I'm
what
like,
what?
All day, every day?
These people.
Right.
How much more evidence? I have presented so much more evidence than the FBI ever did against Howard Robinson. That they're the accusers. How about they convicted him when Erica said on stage, I forgive you. You're forgiving him, which implies that he's guilty.
I had to speed up. I'm ready to lay down now, child.
It's breathtaking.
What time is 12:30? Look, and let me tell you something. That cold is doing pretty good, huh?
So who's the accuser? Who is the liar?
He ain't woke up yet.
The person that you are saying is evil in all of this.
He doing pretty good.
Who killed Charlie Kirk, who's willing to sit down publicly with all of you.
But I'm telling you, that 1 o'clock hit, he gonna be calling me in a minute. That's why I'm trying to wrap it up. How much time I got left? Okay, we good.
People that are firing employees without cause. Do some loyalty.
I'm wrapping it up.
Uber drivers. You guys
93, 95%. I'm doing good.
And then you can spend it away to hide that. So if you have good intentions and you are a well-meaning person, you are a well-meaning pastor, I don't know what it takes to be a pastor. It seems like all you have to do is have some feelings and like a few proverbs. But if you are well-intended, I don't see why you wouldn't take me up on the invite to come on the show. I extend it to you again. I've done it multiple times. I extend it to you and any of your homies at TPUSA to come on the show. You should be able to embarrass me. It's very easy, by the way, to sit down with a liar.
Not your homies.
When someone's lying through their teeth, the truth doesn't fear sitting down with a lie. So let me know if you'd like to do it. Anyway, guys, I do want to also touch briefly before I get to your comments on this Don Lemon arrest. Like, objectively, no, I should say, subjectively, it's funny. Of course it's funny. Don Lemon, the idea of Don Lemon being in prison is funny. But objectively, him being put in prison because Pam Bondi wanted a headline. Pam Bondi, can we get the Epstein files, yes or no? Like, can you actually arrest some of these people in society that are harming children? I feel like right now, the DOJ is
so
like that show,
over
Reno 911. Is that what it is? It's called
Reno.
I think it's called Reno 911. It all just feels really fake and ridiculous. People are dressed up and they're like knocking down doors. Christy Nome knocking down doors, and she's got long extensions and makeup, and like we're back, and Pam Bondi's like, and we're here to arrest the people that criticize Zionism on college campuses. And now we're like going after Don Lemon because, in case you missed the backstory of this, Don Lemon is annoying. He's been annoying his entire life. And should you go to prison for being annoying your entire life? Maybe. In a sane world, when I'm the dictator of the United States, yeah, maybe. We don't live in that world right now. Okay, we live in a world where journalists are allowed to be annoying, and they were basically upset because what's happening in Minnesota is a bunch of protesters figured out that there is a pastor that works with ICE, right? And so they've gone into protest his church, and Don Lemon sort of went around and started asking a bunch of questions. But Don Lemon in general doesn't love church and doesn't love Christians. As we figured this out when he was speaking to me of like, what do you think about homosexual marriage? You know, he's got some chips on his shoulder about it in general, so he's there generally to be annoying. There's no excuse for Don Lemon, but the arrest of him after, and we can show you a clip of him here at this protest, is pure theater. It is pure FBI, DOJ, look over here theater, because we have actually been inefficient the entire time that we've been in office. We are actually doing nothing but trying to grab headlines rather than to actually solve crimes that are being committed mostly by us, okay? This is a clip of Don Lemon just being Don Lemon at this church and being annoying, generally speaking.
We're here to worship Jesus, because that's the hope of these cities, that's the hope of the world is Jesus Christ. I'm being very respectful, please don't push me though. We're here to worship Jesus, that's why we're here, okay? That's why we're here. That's what we're about. Do you think Jesus would be understanding and love these folks? We're about spreading the love of Jesus, and just try to talk to them. That's no one is willing to talk. Okay, I have to take care of my church and my family, so I ask that you actually would also leave this world. You don't want very much. I appreciate it. So that's one of the pastors of the church. And it's kind of loud, so I can't hear them. But they're still there.
And this is annoying. Like, Don Lemon, obviously, his head belongs in a toilet. He deserves a swirly. And if you elect me dictator, I will do it. I promise to do that. But in the meantime, Pam Bondi trying to grab headlines was equally as annoying, and who also kind of needs a swirly. If we're being honest, they both kind of need a swirly. Oh, we're not doing this for Christianity. Shut up, Pam Bondi. Just shut up. Okay? You protected Jeffrey Epstein. If you never speak again, that would be fine. We would all be okay with that. Yeah, at the end of the day, we know what this is. Everything, literally everything, is fake and gay. So I think we're great, and I'll come back and answer some of your comments. All right, you guys. It seems like censorship is back.
I had to speed up because I had to get through it. I was already taking forever. And then OBS went out. I'll just let the LBS go. I don't know what she had going on. Maybe I'll re-download her. Or maybe I'll give her a few days off to figure out what she want to do with her life. It was the, you know, for me. But I'm gonna wrap it up. I am. I just wanted to come on, get me a little live stream. I lost 3 subscribers. I had logged in today and I had lost 3, and that's nothing compared to my watch hours. I was up to like 54. Now I'm down to like 42. I'm like, what is going on? I just said I'm so over it. I'm just so over it. I'm like, just focus on the content. You still have to keep up with like the analytics and stuff. You know, you still, I couldn't tell you. I couldn't really tell you.
On the website, go to CandaceOwens.com and buy some of our new merch.
I really couldn't, child. You just have to love what you do.
But I'm getting better. I do think I'm getting better. If you guys agree, I think, right? We also have the hard copy autograph bundle, which is now available in the shop as well.
I can't believe she is over here trying to sell these 2 books for $2.49.
Okay, top comment from last episode.
Just for that autograph.
This person writes, and this is obviously my sit down with Bassem Youssef. This person writes, hi, I'm from Switzerland, convert Muslim woman here. We have been lied to about Islam in the West. If you want to know more about the true picture, I highly recommend you bring on Sheikh Hamza Yusuf, a great Muslim American scholar. Lots of love. God bless you. We have definitely, at the very least, been lied to about all the terrorism. Obviously, now we know the CIA and the Mossad trains all of these radicals. If you really get into the story of Osama bin Laden and all these people that were CIA agents and suddenly were against America and the West, it happens over and over again. Too many times for us to remain foolish about that fact. I mean, who do you guys think funded Hamas? Bibi Netanyahu did, obviously. They fund terror and then they take advantage of terrorist attacks. I think that's pretty obvious, and that Bassem Youssef did a good job describing that. Julia writes, portraying devotion to Christ, but telling consistent lies gives me holier than thou vibes. Charlie said lying is like suicide to the soul. Love you, Candace. Thank you for the truth. I totally agree, but it is so much worse. Like I said, and I've been saying this a lot, I'd rather people who honestly hate me, making videos, speaking about me, doing whatever, but when you pretend that you're doing this as a pastor or somebody who's a God woman, and you use biblical verses to try to persuade people to go after people that you perceive to be enemies, typically for purely political reasons or purely financial reasons, it's paying you to do that. Special place in hell reserved for you. Truly, I feel that way.
What's she talking about? Stacey Sheridan? That's probably what she's talking about.
It was this actually like 50 Cent here. This person's, hi Candace. Ye tweeted out a photo icon. They gave a really big tip here of St. Moses the Black several years ago, and the momentum that Ye created by this post finally culminated film being released this Friday. Please give this redemption-themed film a quick shout out. I have no idea what this film is. My producer is putting a note here saying it's a modern retelling of St. Moses the Black that's based in Chicago. 50 Cent is the executive producer, and Wiz Khalifa is in it. Me and 50 Cent should sit down in general, because I see the memes of 50 Cent and Candace Owens. I see them, they're good, they're fun. And so, 50 Cent, if you are watching, let's make this happen. We should just do this for the world and just go at each other. I think that's what needs to happen. Titus writes, now we are over the target. God bless you, Candace, and thank you for your bravery. John Heinschel writes, JFK was a Catholic and Charlie was at a minimum Catholic curious. By the way, just to pause before I finish what you wrote here, that annoys me so much too about the amount of smoke that I had to deal with. He wasn't a Catholic, nor the funded campaigns, and then low key, like the relic, and then you're telling the person you're sitting with was giving you the relics, how much Charlie just like love be it to be in here and prayer and all of this stuff. It's just.
I hear go. In the meantime, in between time. Okay, love you, bye.